Hey, what's happening, guys? Mike Movie here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the MoviePass. If you guys don't know, it is a movie subscription service that will send you a card that you can then go ahead and link up with your smartphone and choose any supported theater, pick a regular 2D movie showtime, check in with it. Then they will load up your card with up to $15 worth of cash to go ahead and pay for the ticket. It costs as little as $7.95 per month right now. If you got in on a Costco deal, that's probably the best deal. It's a whole year for about $80. And if you didn't, MoviePass is actually offering this right now. So if you pay for a whole year up front, it is also only $7.95 per month. All right, so I have a few tips about this. One is make sure you pay attention to the terms of service. The terms of service specifically state that you may only use the MoviePass for yourself. You can't give it to anyone else. You can't resell the tickets. And you use the card, and you can only buy one ticket at a time. It's one movie per day, 31 movies maximum per month, depending on how many days are in a month. So only one movie a day. And you can only use it to buy movie ticket only for yourself in 2D. Where you might get in trouble, and this I didn't know. Early on, I think when I got this back in November or December, sometime probably in December. All right, so I got this in December, and I told everybody about it. I went out with my brothers, I went out with some friends, I went out with my wife. We went to go watch movies, and if you might have heard, AMC actually has a problem with people using MoviePass. So at this one particular AMC, their kiosks were down. I went ahead and stood in line. I'm a Premier Stubs member, which I recommend you sign up for, by the way. You sign up for the movie clubs because they give you additional points that then you can utilize to buy popcorn, other things. Anyways, so I stand in line, and here's where I kind of broke the terms of service not knowingly. And if you've heard in the news, MoviePass has been banning a bunch of people. And that's because when I went and stood in line, the AMC person said, "Hey, you guys together? Are you guys?" And they see my card, it says MoviePass, and they all know what MoviePass is because everybody started watching way more movies now. So they see that we're both holding MoviePasses. So my wife and I go up there and it says, "Hey, you guys both MoviePass? Okay, give me the cards. Let me handle this transaction for you." Basically, we handed him the cards, gave him my AMC premieres, and then they said, "Look, you either use MoviePass or you use AMC Stubs Premiere. You can't use both." I don't know. That could be probably very much against their rules or against the rules. I didn't really see anything about that. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. We're here to see a movie. So we hand them both our MoviePass cards. My wife has one. I have one. And he adds in two tickets. Right, two tickets into the system, so you're purchasing two tickets. Now that's already against the terms. Regardless, my wife and myself could have been banned because now I'm doing a transaction, one single transaction. We're using two cards, buying two tickets. Now what would happen is he will swipe the first card first. It will take $15 off of my card and then put the rest on her card. So now this looks highly suspicious to MoviePass. Now, the reason why I wasn't banned, at least I'm not banned right now, is probably because, one, MoviePass has been growing so fast, they haven't really put in the algorithms what they said they were going to do. Pretty much how they can ensure that you are using the card the way you are supposed to is that they have an app on your phone, and technically they can track you if you allow them. Okay, so they can track to see that you're actually going to the movie theater. They know roughly what the prices are, or they know specifically what the prices are for the movies that you're purchasing. So if you're paying anything more than that, in my case, I think the theater, AMC theater, was $13.99 a ticket that night. Okay, so $14. But it charged me a full-on $15 plus the leftover on my wife's account. And now, boom, maybe later when they do the ban hammer, maybe we might get banned. So definitely don't let this happen to you. Go up as an individual, at least for now, go up as the individual basis, pay each ticket individually, one by one. If they say we need to do it both at once, just tell them no, you don't want to do that. Or what I typically like to do is go to the kiosk and handle it myself. Yeah, it takes longer to do, and yes, there is a slight possibility that you might not get to sit together if it is reserved seating, but that's really the only way around. Or you guys both stand in line, one next to each other, and hopefully time the sequence just right, or just, I don't know, somehow try to figure it out. It's never been a problem for us, but I usually tend to try to go to the movies when there are not as many people around. I'm one of the type of people who doesn't like to go when there's like a whole bunch of people around, because that definitely increases the chances that someone is going to be rude, make a lot of noise, and potentially ruin the movie for you. And that's happened to me a couple of times. I don't want to say anything racist, but my own Chinese people sometimes tend to talk. I actually sat next to someone who kept translating the English to Chinese throughout most of the movie, and that was really, really annoying. All right, and for the record, I'm not Chinese, I'm Taiwanese. I just want to say that, you know, people say we all look alike. Okay, so the first tip I have is specifically don't hand over both of your cards to the theater person, because they might try to do it all at once. Okay, number 2, make sure that you're only paying for a 2D movie. Okay, you're not getting IMAX, you're not getting the 3D, you're not getting all those add-ons. Early on in the day, there was some misconception about people saying something to the effect of yeah, you just had to pay the difference, and yeah, you had to pay the upgrade. And I made that mistake early on, because the MoviePass let me check in at that movie, and basically I just paid the difference. Technically, that is against the terms of service agreement in here. Now, why would they do that if they're just going to pay for it anyway? Well, my guess is that MoviePass is going to offer other additional options, so that you can upgrade your MoviePass account to get IMAX or 3D by paying more per month. So they don't want you to do this right now. They don't want you to use up the whole $15. Why would they? That's kind of like stealing if technically all they're doing is offering and controlling roughly how much they put in there, so that you can, you know, pay for the movie that you want. Now, that brings another point. Why is MoviePass doing this for you? Well, the CEO was actually on, the CEO or the founders actually was in some interviews on, and I read something a little bit more interesting here on Wired. Okay, so you can go check out the article yourself. The URL's right there, but it's just to the effect that they are basically tracking you, so that they know what movies you like. They have your profile information. You know, you sign up for it. They kind of know your credit card information, because you got to use that to pay, maybe, unless you bought it from Costco. In order to use MoviePass, you actually have to enable location sharing, because you have to be within the vicinity of the movie theater in order to check in to purchase the ticket. And I'll come back to that later. You can't purchase the ticket any other way other than to physically go into the movie theater, or that's against the terms of service. Okay, so they're basically tracking you, and if you didn't know this already, your smartphone knows more about you than anybody, even your spouse, your friends, yourself. It knows more and tracks everything about you, down to the minute details. All right, if you allow them to. Okay, you can't help it with certain phones and certain things and certain services you want to use. You got to give up your privacy in order to take advantage of some of these conveniences. So my tip, and this is a very important tip, is that when you install the MoviePass and you do location sharing, make sure you only set it. I can only tell you on the iPhone, because this is my primary driver. I don't really use Android devices. Only allow it to get the information while you're using the app. Okay, don't make it always. That's what they want you to do, and that's really creepy. If they force you to do it always, and I guess it's against the terms of service, you are inviting them to know everything about you. And the sad part about this is that in Wired magazine, they were talking to someone over at MoviePass, and they acknowledged that really what they're trying to do is find out and know about when you leave home and go to the movie theaters, what you do after the movie theaters. And the idea here is that they can then get that important information. Information is the most valuable thing in the world. You get the important information, they can sell you ads or subscriptions or some other services, or sell this information to other third parties, so that then they can better sell their goods and services to you. I know it sounds a little bit creepy, The ad is a little bit creepy, but I mean, that's basically the way Google works and the way Gmail works, and we happily give up our privacy for that. But I don't know if you want to trust MoviePass or not. Anyways, at this point in time, what I recommend you do is only turn on location sharing while you're using the app. What does this do? Well, when you're near the movie theater, that's when you turn on the app, and that's when you check in. Okay. After that, after it says it's successful, you can go and purchase your ticket. Just close the app, and you're good to go. All right. Anything else further than that, you're basically giving a lot of information that, while it might be beneficial to MoviePass, isn't going to be beneficial to you. And plus, nowhere does it say in the terms of service that they're doing that. I presume that they're going to update the terms of service later, and most people don't read it. So keep in mind, that's what MoviePass is basically investing its services on. It's gathering all this valuable information about you. Okay, second major thing about this. Now, MoviePass is definitely, I mean, they're growing like crazy, right? Everybody I know, I've told, hey, use MoviePass. You're going to save a ton of money. You're going to watch more movies. Just like me, when I first signed up for MoviePass, I must have seen 4 or 5 movies in the first month. Some of them, you know, I wasn't really ready to see, but I went to see it anyway. And, you know, we're talking about like trilogies where maybe I missed parts of it. But, you know, this definitely brought a lot more people to the movie theaters. I've never seen so many people at the movie theaters in my life over the first period of time. But just like MoviePass has anticipated, you know, that's just it's like kind of an all-you-can-eat type of buffet. If you have that every day, the first day you're gonna gorge up. You're gonna watch so many movies the first month, and then eventually you're just gonna go on to a regular type of schedule where you don't necessarily watch every single movie that comes out, right? You just watch whatever you want to, and that might be only 1 movie a month or 2 movies a month. Even then, you still save versus the national average. I think the national average for movies is about $9. It's just way more expensive here in California. I don't know why. Okay. So that's their plans. Another plan they're going to do is they're probably going to upsell you on other services. Maybe they're going to expand this whole MoviePass concept and sell you extra deals, or maybe a meal pass thing. Anyways, I like it. I'm really taking advantage of this right now. I went ahead and signed up for the whole year, and I'm really hoping that I don't get banned because of that technicality that I didn't know about at AMC, where they just basically did that swipe, and basically now MoviePass might perhaps think that now, either between myself and my wife, that we were paying for a premium upgrade when we weren't. And number 2, that we bought 2 tickets, swiping 2 cards together in one transaction, which is just against the terms of service right now. MoviePass in the future says they're going to handle this by offering some other options, maybe a couples option or maybe a family option. This way, for instance, it's probably your kids, if you have kids. Your kids that are going to be watching a lot more movies than probably you are, because they're young and that's kind of the social thing to do. But they're not allowed to have a MoviePass card because maybe they're underage or teenagers, and they're not allowed to have a card yet. All right. Okay, another thing that's sure as hell going to get you banned. And I read this on the Reddit about the MoviePass banning. You can go and check it out. You can Google it yourself. So some people are actually using MoviePass to take advantage of the movie theater bathrooms and locations that didn't have bathrooms, so then they go in there and buy a movie, right? And then not stay and watch it, but just go use the bathroom and leave. That's gonna get you banned. Another thing is that using multiple MoviePass cards, maybe they pay for a ticket with one card, use another card, they check in for the same thing, use that to go ahead and buy popcorn and drinks. Because MoviePass automatically loads at today anyways, up to that $15 mark. They'll go and they'll purchase popcorn and drinks using that second MoviePass card, which is completely against MoviePass terms. You're basically stealing from MoviePass, and MoviePass is definitely not going to like that, and they're gonna ban you really quickly. And I've seen that they've been doing this last round of bans all the way, I guess, in February. February, a lot of people got some emails stating that they got banned. One person actually got reinstated, and it says, my girlfriend MoviePass had been reactivated after a split tender transaction ban. Maybe they investigated. They knew it was kind of an honest mistake. Mine was an honest mistake. Thankfully, I didn't get banned. Maybe they did some other things going on with that, or maybe that just didn't hit us yet. I don't know. It could hit. And if that's the case, hopefully, if one of us does get banned, I don't lose out on the whole $80 some dollars, $90, or whatever that I paid for the whole year. That'd be incredibly annoying. Okay, one final other important tip. So there are some places that that maybe I definitely, I mean, the MoviePass card's red. It's really easy to see, and you're standing in line. AMC doesn't like MoviePass, but technically they can't ban you because it's still a MasterCard. And really, they don't give a discount to MoviePass people. So they're pocketing this money just like anybody else, but they really don't like them. And they don't really like MoviePass because they're afraid that'll make everybody kind of, they'll make this new whole all-you-can-watch type of thing, one movie a day thing, to be the new norm. And that eventually, you know, MoviePass is just going to go bankrupt and leave. And then now you're stuck with a bunch of people who are not watching movies anymore because they are waiting for the next MoviePass to come along. And they're afraid they're going to mess up the whole industry. Anyways, that's what's publicly been said. So, so in my example, of course, of the AMC MoviePass in my local theater down over in San Gabriel Valley, remember when I went up and they said, hey, you can either use MoviePass or AMC stubs. That was not necessarily true. I didn't find any information about this, but it could be in that AMC in general. So what you get is a third-party card, and I did a review on this. You could check this out, or First Initial Impressions review, and I pretty much put my MoviePass card on here. And you can't tell that it's a MoviePass. It just says it's a MasterCard. It swipes like any regular card. And MoviePass card, as you can tell or you can see, does not actually have the chip. So I just use this and swipe it at the kiosk or hand it and pay for the stuff using my Fuse card. So boom, there's no issue now with MoviePass card standing out. I just need to make sure that I keep this charged and keep it in my pocket. And actually, sometimes when my wife forgets her MoviePass, I just have her card in here as well, and we just do another transaction, and I just switch the card by pressing the button. And we can then both use this one card rather than both of us carrying a separate MoviePass card. So sometimes I forget my MoviePass card. I just use this myself too. But a very important tip about that is that sometimes the MoviePass app gets updated. And when it does, it's going to ask you for a number of digits on your card. And it might not necessarily show in your Fuse card. Or you might not necessarily have that with you. So definitely write the card number down, so that you can go ahead and use that and activate that again. That's only happened to me about twice so far in the few months that I've had MoviePass, but I thought it's worth mentioning. And yeah, so I think that MoviePass is still a fantastic deal. Thankfully, I'm not banned yet, and I don't watch as many movies as I did when I first started out. They're running out of movies for me to watch anyway, and I still think it's great. I think I hope they stick around, and you know, they got to ban some of you guys for some of these things that you did or inadvertently didn't know that you did. If you knew you did, then well, obviously you can't think that you're not going to get caught, because they just got to go back in the ledger and figure out exactly where you spent your money. Everything has a paper trail on here, so they will know, they'll figure it out. So please, MoviePass, if you're watching this, please don't ban me and my wife for that. Honest mistake, didn't know, and we won't do this again. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what other options that you have to upgrade MoviePass, so that we can together maybe share one account or one card, because basically I just go with my wife most of the time. And maybe if there's a family plan, we'd really like to see that. But overall, it's really been great. There were some issues starting out early on with so many people getting onto MoviePass, but now things have been working out pretty smoothly, and I don't really care for a lot of 3D movies anyway. Okay, all right, that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. If you've been banned, please comment down below. Let us know. Let everybody know what it is that you think you did. And you know, if you got banned because of the split tender transaction, honestly, you didn't know. That's one thing. Number two is you gave your cards to customer service and they did whatever they did with it. Oh, before I mention one more thing too, I read somewhere in the news or Reddit or somewhere that if you got to protect your card number, right? But if your card does get skimmed and you suspect it got skimmed, that's probably the only other thing that you that could really mess you up. So if your card number got skimmed and people used that, if it did, okay, if it got skimmed and people used that to then to attempt a lot of fraudulent purchases or just kind of swipe it elsewhere, setting off a bunch of red flags, that could get you banned too. And in the terms of service, they don't really have to explain to you anything about why they banned you. They could, but really they don't have that much customer service right now. They're probably running on a shoestring budget. Most of this is going to pay for movies anyhow and gathering all this important information about you. So be very careful with the card. Treat it like a credit card. This is another reason why using a fuse card might make sense for you, because you can lock this down better and it doesn't expose any of the numbers. And yeah, so if you lose this, then at least you can make sure that it's locked and that all the information does not get stolen. Okay, not sponsored or endorsed by any company. All right. With that said, please like and subscribe. Share this if this was useful to you. I produce interesting tech videos, travel trips, maybe some more vlogs, you know, whatever I have time for. But the more people that subscribe, and when I can get back to becoming a YouTube partner again, I'll be able to produce more useful videos like this for everybody. Okay, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next video.